when you think about grandparents, I think it's funny because years ago we were doing a Christmas play and we played grandparents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I forgot.
And it was really funny because I was like, I could never see myself
Yeah, they had to spray our hair gray.
we had gray hair, we had glasses on.
Anyway, yeah, we had glasses on. Oh, my gosh.
And,
Coming to you from 125 Carver in Waco, Texas, it's the Riverside Weekly. We hope your time with us today is thought-provoking, spiritually challenging, and a life-changing experience. Our discussions are fun, real, and at times very uncomfortable. We highly encourage all of our guests and listeners to like and subscribe, and please ring the bell. Now, here are your hosts, Pastor Cello and Pastor Mia.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It's Podcast Wednesday.
Podcast Wednesday, Riverside Weekly. Good morning. How you guys doing? We are pressing forward. We are moving closer and closer to our 200th episode.
Woo! 200. I wish I
and-
would have known. I would have brought the cannon.
No, when we hit 200. We're
Okay,
not
I'll
at
bring one.
200.
I'll bring one.
We're closer to 200.
Okay, but I'll bring one.
And we hit 700 subscribers.
Yeah!
I guess it was Friday, Saturday, one of those days.
So if we had flyers or some kind of paper thing or something, we could mail them to all our subscribers, and then they could give them out, and we'd get those 300.
Maybe. I don't know if that would work.
200th episode.
200 episodes,
Whee!
pushing 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, all that cool stuff.
Good job, good job, good job.
So-
Such a good grandpa.
Yeah, trying. What are we talking about?
We're talking about grandparents. Yay!
Yay!
Abuela and abuelito.
Yay!
Yeah, look. This is New Shirt Wednesday. I know my grandma is watching this right now, and I know she's mad because I stole this picture from, family members and all of that. And I know
Cool
that
shirt.
any of my nieces and nephews or my cousins that'll watch it will be like, cousin! But
Those shirts are $35, just so
for
you know.
$35.99, you too could have a picture of my grandparents
Yes,
on your
Cash
chest.
App. So if you're related, $35.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll do a family discount. You
Okay.
can have it for $30. No, seriously. All her shirts are like $25.
Yes,
so.
yes, they are. And shout out to my grandparents because they made me who I am today. And that's why I'm talking about grandparents, because Grandparents' Day is this Sunday. We're grandparents.
I are one.
Yeah, we are. We resemble that remark.
I know.
And I was looking at your shirt and I was like, are those your grandparents?
No, these are more ancestry.
Okay. Because I was like,
Without the .com.
Actually, I do remember one of your grandmas, great grandma. I don't know. How many greats was she? Your grandma, so she was great grandma, right?
It was my dad's grandma, so I guess it was 2 greats.
Yeah, and I remember she was really mean.
Yeah, 2 greats.
She was really mean, and she would just.
She wasn't mean. She was just old.
She was mean. So you're just old because you're mean.
I am. I ain't gonna lie. I be getting my old grandpa ways, man.
Yes,
I be
you
like,
do, y'all. I have to really pull him back. Get back.
My kids actually tell me like, Dad, you're getting old.
Yes.
And I know it's. I think it is age. I really think it is age when you get older, because the older you get, the less you care what you care even less what people think and say
Okay.
about what you say. 1, and then 2, you've done been married for 30 years, and so you had kids for 20 something years, and so you've never had your own life.
Okay.
And so when you get older, you're like, I want this way.
I want you out of my living room so I can have peace. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, because I remember growing up, my dad, like, he owned the remote and the TV and the chair.
Yes.
I try to limit myself just to the chair.
Oh, look at you.
It's-
One chair in the whole entire living room.
It's hard. I know my grandkids don't like it. I get you're in Popo's chair. Get up. That's my chair.
So, and I love that. I love that everybody that we get to celebrate. It's a national or global
National. I wouldn't like global.
Okay, national holiday coming up on Sunday. So you have time because it's Wednesday. So you have time to go buy your grandparents something and tell them thank you. Or if you're not in the same city, just call them and say thank you for the stuff that they taught you. And that is me saying thank you, Grandma, for my heritage. And I wanted to put Mendoza Strong on it, but I really didn't want anybody to get upset with us.
No, I think it
You
looks
like the
clean.
picture?
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's clean. I think
Thank you.
no letters, nothing.
Thank you.
And then it causes question. Like, who's that?
Who's that?
Who's the famous people on
Yeah, but
your shirt?
I like working at the Mexican restaurant I work at because they tell you, who are your people? Who are your people? That's great, right? Because they're asking, what tribe are you from? Where,
The clan.
Yeah.
I think it's.
We're the clan of the Lozanos.
I think it's.
I
I don't think
say
it's
that
Mexican
one in there.
people. I think it's really just older people that think like that. I have an aunt, and I mean, she'll literally take two different people that she'll see at HEB, Walmart, the grocery store, no matter where you're at, gas station,
taking my glasses off.
and she'll say, "Hey, this is your cousin so and so, and he's from so," and like, how you doing? And introduce you to each other, and you're like, weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. I don't know you. Good to meet you. See you around. And then after that, you see each other in Walmart. And you're like, now I have to wave because now I know you're related. How you doing? But she's always like, she still does that to this
So
day.
funny. Well, I was going to talk about grandparents' names because names are a thing. I didn't know that. You have
for
to
sure.
figure out how to choose your grandma.
I chose my name.
Yeah, I know you did. After a very, very prominent what's his name? Arnold. Don Arnold was Popo, and then you became Popo, and I'm just Grandma because I figured it was easier for them to say, and they just said Namaw, so kind of stuck with me. So I'm Grandma, and I love the names that are out there, like Abuelo, Abuelita, or
My Mimi, my Mama,
yeah,
my Nunu.
yeah. Wait, let me give you some names because one, I love the other name that we hear all the time, which is Grammy, right? Nani. Shout out to the Nannies and the grandmas and the, all of them. Let's see.
My Ninis, my
Na-na,
Nana, my
na-nu-nu.
Nunus.
Anyway, there were so many names, but I thought it was pretty interesting that they actually tell you can pick your own name. I thought that the kids decided, the baby, when they first can speak, they're the ones who call you. You say grandma, and whatever comes out of their mouth, that's what you stay with. Yeah.
That's why I call my, because I forget who it was. I think it was either Nate or Maddie. Somebody had asked me, what are they going to call you? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I think you asked, like, what's your name going to be? And I'm like, I don't know. Grandpa's so plain. And I just thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I want to be Popo. Popo,
Yeah.
But I don't even remember what they called my dad, what my grandkids called
Paco.
me. Paco. Yeah,
Paco, and then my
Paco.
mom and my dad are Grandma and Grandpa Nikki, which is so funny.
Because Nikki's not even.
But she lived
there,
with them.
I know, but that's
so
how they
remembered
remembered
her, right?
Yeah.
And then what's another one Gigi, because she's great grandma to our kids, to our grandkids.
And it's funny because our kids call her Gigi.
Yeah.
Our grandkids call her Gigi, but our cousins that are younger, it's still Grandma. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get confused.
so
Like, wait, what?
crazy.
Grandma, no, that's Gigi. Well,
Yeah. Anyway, here's some names in other languages. I love this because I watch Daniel Tiger with my grandkids, and they say grandpère, and I thought that it was just something they were calling him. That's French for grandpa. Grandmère is grandma. Italian is nonna or nono. German is oma and opa, and Spanish is abuela and abuelito. So abuelo. Abuelo, yeah, more than that. So I just thought that was really cool because, again, we are celebrating grandparents. So I want to give you some background information on grandparents.
Here we go.
No. This is all from dictionaries and stuff. It says a grandparent is your parent's parent. Your dad's mother is your grandparent, and so is your mom's father. If you're lucky enough to have living grandparents, then that's pretty grand. So that's grand.
So
for me.
how many generations on your mom's side deep does it go?
So it's
Your grandma?
my grandma, then my mom, then me, then my daughter, and then my daughter's daughter.
So that's 5 generations.
Yes, I know. It's
So,
awesome because
your
my
daughter-
cousin has the same too.
So your daughter's daughter would call your grandma what? Great grandma?
Yes. But I don't think they call her that. I think they call her grandma anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know that they've chosen a name. Okay. Anyway, let me read this one. This one says the basic answer is that, and this is where did grandparent the word come from? Okay. The basic answer is that modern English got it from French. Anywhere from between the 12th and 15th centuries, Old English and Middle English had other words. The Old English word for great grandfather was apparently the third father. As for French, why French used the word grand to denote a generation older than. It seems that there is no definite answer. So I thought that was pretty
make
cool.
up your own.
Yeah, just make up your own. That's why they say pick your own grandparent's name, right? So here's another one. Let's see. I already read that one. That one was really cool. I don't know. I just thought it was so cool to be able to find out about it. Let's see. This is my favorite, though. This is 10 reasons why grandparents are the best. And we always say this. Being a grandparent was God's gift to parents for not killing their
your
own
kids.
kids.
Yes.
Thank God we did not. Woo! Because I love me some grandkids.
There's a guy used to go to church. Used to come to church, and he said, he goes, "Now I know why some animals eat their young." Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, for real. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because if you've been a parent for any length of time, especially
That's funny.
when you're in the junior high all the way through 20s, man, you'd be wanting to put the hurt on your kids, boy.
Yes, but grandkids, they do the same thing, and your kids watch you and they go, "Did you just let him get away with that? You never let me get away with that." Okay,
Yeah.
but we're the grandparents now.
Different season. You're older, mature.
Yeah.
You're a little slower. I don't know.
Yeah, you're fine.
I know, and I don't mean, well, I was going to say I don't mean to do it because sometimes I do, but I know that I can make almost every one of my grandkids like almost cry, get in their feelings.
You do
really,
that just by looking
really,
at them.
really
That's
fast.
not like,
No, but I mean like
it's
just
like you're
verbal.
proud of that.
No,
What
it's
is
not.
up
No,
with
I'm
that,
not.
Popo?
Well, I'm just saying because.
You can't be a popo.
Wait a minute,
and
hold
make
on. Can I
grandkids
finish?
cry. No, I'm
Can I
just kidding.
finish?
I'm just kidding.
So, my dad used to be able to do the same thing, and I think it's because a level,
Reverence?
well, no, yeah, a level of reverence, respect, and honor
Mm-hmm.
that those grandbabies have. That they're like, man, like you really grab their attention, and I've seen that not just with myself, but I've seen that with other with great grandparents
Mm-hmm.
or grandparents. They have that, and it's like it just goes like straight to them. You're like, oh my gosh. So I think that's, I don't know. I think it's, I may be wrong, but I think it has something to do with honor and respect and
I'm
that,
glad.
and
It
just
should have to
inner
be.
just that inner knowing that's
Yeah.
my mom's mom.
Yeah.
You know.
Respect. It should be respect.
Yeah.
That should be the thing. Okay. 10 reasons why grandparents are the best. High
All
five to us. All right. And high five to you if you're a grandparent. And if you're not, soon to be. You might have to
Hope
show
not.
them you might have to show them how to use the remote control or how to scroll through their phone book countless numbers of times. But in return, they'll provide you with the limitless amounts of food and knowledge and advice. That's exactly what makes them so grand. Fist bump.
I used to I used to go see my grandmother. So we lived out of town my high school years. And I would drive into town on the weekend, drive back into Waco on the weekends. This is so cool. And my grandmother, my dad would always say, make sure you go see your grandma and grandpa. Go
Yeah.
stay with them. A couple of times I would stay with them. But I remember driving in, and if she knew that I was coming, if I told her I was coming, she would always have me a meal prepared when I got there.
Always.
Or
Always.
if I showed up, I couldn't leave until I ate. Like all the time. And she always had a gift for me. I don't know. I can't speak for my cousins. but I know.
whoop.
But the gift was, you're gonna laugh.
Okay, tell me.
And this is a joke around the Lozano house. My
Okay.
my immediate family is black socks.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I always
yeah.
got black socks
Yeah.
all the time. You know, I got something for you, and it'd just be a pair of black socks. I didn't even wear black socks at the time.
But now you do.
I do
all
now.
the time.
So maybe she was a little. What do you call it?
She was ahead of the game.
Yeah,
She was ahead of the game.
She was prophetic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In her sock buying.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
The
go
other
ahead.
thing I remember about one of your grandmothers was every time we went to see her, you always took her a glass bottle, Big Red, and a Butterfinger.
And a Butterfinger.
Yeah, always. Remember that?
Yep. And then other grandma, she used to make homemade tortillas.
Oh, my grandma still makes
Ooh,
them.
man, used to go in there and be like, ooh, shuck it, duck it. All right,
You know
keep
what
going.
let me just say this. Let me tell you what I remember. I remember eating apple butter at my grandmother's. That's where I tried it, and man, I still think about that. So good. Okay.
Everybody's
anyway.
getting in there.
I know.
Everybody's getting in their feelings right now. Oh
Yes,
my God,
yes,
my
they are.
grandma, my grandma.
Okay, listen. Grandparents haven't done anything but show unconditional love since the day you were born, and they will probably do so forever. With that being said, here are 10 reasons why our elders are and always will be adored by their grandkids. Ready?
All right, here we go.
Number 1, they're the greatest storytellers. Yes, they are. Remember when your grandpa used to tell us stories about war all the time? Okay. Number 2, or about when he was
I
in the
tell
bar.
pretty good stories myself.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Then they say yes even when mommy or daddy say no.
I get in trouble for that.
Yes, you do. They don't mind reading your child's favorite book over and over and over. My grandkids remind me of me. All they don't say, and I'm trying to get Macy to say is mbuka, mbuka mama, mbuka gamo. So, okay. Number 4, the candy jar is never empty. Chocolate cookies for breakfast, brownies for lunch, or maybe ice cream for dinner.
My dad used to, when my kids would come over, my
That's so
dad would
cute.
always give my kids cookies, and he'd always put one in each hand and one in their mouth.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
He says, I want to make sure that they got everything they can carry. He says that all the time.
Okay, number 5 is your plate can never be empty. What you just said that. Number 6, they are a walking, talking book of knowledge. That is very true. Very true. Number 7, they give you good advice, a wealth of knowledge. Number 8, they are always proud of their grandkids. Yes, they are. Number 9, they can call your parents out. That's my favorite. Number 10, they are good listeners. Not only are they the great advice givers, but they are also eager to hear about the tiniest minute of your life. From how work was the day to the story about that one time long ago, they're ready to hear whatever it is you have to say.
That is true. 'Cause
Isn't it?
Excuse me. I remember when my kids were born, and the biggest thing that I was waiting for, the one thing that I was waiting for more than anything, was to literally have a conversation with my kids and hear their thoughts and hear their feelings and their emotions. Like, that's the always thing I was like, man, I can't wait to talk to these kids.
Your
See that they-
grandkids? or
no,
your-
my kids.
Okay, okay.
So when we had grandkids, it was even more so. Like, I want to hear them talk. I want to hear them have conversation with me. And so as they're getting older, exactly that. Like, I engage. Like, I'm constantly asking them questions and asking them,
How was school today?
how was school? How was this?
Do you
What
have
is that? You know,
friends? Yeah.
drinks, food, apps, shows. Like, I'm anything. I'm just try to be always very inquisitive. Is like asking them questions, and it's fun because when you get to know them, they literally have their own personalities. They're little people. That's what my dad used to. My dad used to call us, and he used to call the grandkids. You know, you little people, get these little people going. But as they grow and get older, and they start forming their own ideas, their own thoughts. You know, they're experiencing feelings. It's so cool to know that they're growing up with you, but you can have those conversations and hear their thoughts. And to me, as a grandfather, I think I enjoy that more than anything that I do with my kids. Is just having conversations with them. You know, Macy Bell's the youngest right now, and she's learning to
Oh
talk
my
so much.
gosh.
And I anytime she comes around, I just ask her. I'll just say Macy Bell, and she goes, "What?"
What?
And I say,
What?
"Macy Bell, what?"
Try to get her to say
And
yes.
I try to
but
say,
she goes, "What?"
I just like to hear her. She says, "What?" And she'll turn it around, and all I do is just say, "I love you," and she'll go, she'll just look at me, turn back around. Sometimes she'll say, I love you. But just learning to create that dialogue with her, I enjoyed that with all of my kids.
You're her best friend. I mean,
I love doing it with Zeke and, Zoe and Lulu and like all of my grandkids. That's the most fun part. And then as they're getting older, I enjoy it even more because now they're able to communicate way more better than one or two words.
Yeah. But you
just
have
for
a
me
limit. You have a limit on your time, though.
I do.
So.
I do. 45 minutes with the kids. I love them. You can have. They can be at the house all day, but I can only handle them for 45 minutes. They can stay there the whole day, but they got grandma's got mom and dad, whoever's there. But
I think it's funny that they like to hang out with me, so I love it. I'm okay. All right, so let's say this. We wanted to acknowledge the important role grandparents play in the lives of their kids and grandkids. That's why it's just a matter of time until we release this book, and it's called a new book for grandparents. It's really cool. I'm super excited that they actually were talking about grandparents as heroes, because grandparents are our heroes. They're the legacy behind who we are.
And what we have.
Yeah, and what we have. And I'm not saying that, like you said, our grandkids and our kids form their own opinions and they have their own ideas and their own thoughts. But most of the roots or the things, come from our grandparents or our families. Kind of like we were talking about the other day. I think you said it in service one day. You were talking about the rotary phone, and all of the Mendozas were like, because
I remember that.
yeah, because we had one in our lifetime, and we would have never known that if it hadn't been in my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And it's the same as when we all gather together. We love being at my grandma's house together because we can hang out with each other, and we don't all fit, and we love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the the closet effect. Yeah. I want to get in. I want to get in.
Yeah. I think with our society and our culture today, I think that's one of the challenges is that a lot of families have detached from knowing their grandparents and spending time with their grandparents because of technology, right? So you can be at a greater distance and still have contact, but I think physical in-person contact is probably more significant than just on being on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever, Skype, whatever that is. But I think that's with our culture. I think that's the thing that we struggle with in our culture is that we've detached some of what has built and made our families what they are. Going to grandma's house. There's a one that I've seen on social media. It says grandma's house is where you go where cousins become
best friends. Yeah, that's so true.
And
so true.
I mean, I'm really close to some of my cousins today because of the time that we spend in our grandparents' house. You may not go to each other's house, your aunts and uncle's house, your cousin's house, but at grandma's house, that's where you saw your cousins.
Yeah.
That's where you hung out and you did life and had fun. That's where all the cool stuff was happening.
Yeah, I mean, for us too. I can tell you I can't even tell you countless of stories, that we were there. And it's so funny because I see my grandmother's house now, and when all of us are there, and I'm like, how did we all fit when we were little? But,
smaller bodies, where you can only put two big people in one seat. You used to could put 6 little kids.
So I just think that's funny. So I have some shirts here that I wanted to read because they're really funny. I'm a shirt person. So this one says grandma, and then it has the phonetic spelling, and it says noun. It says like a mom, only without the rules. That one is really cool. This one says I have an. Oh wait, no, that's not a grandparent one. This one says grandpa, like dad, only cooler. Right? That's my shirt. Let's see. I like the grandma and grandpa established in whatever year it was. Let's see. Blessed grandma, and then it has all the kids' names on it. There were just so many. Oh, yeah, this one is my favorite. This one says grandma, like the word friends with the dots in it. It says, I'll be there for you. And then the other one says, I'm that grandma. Sorry, not sorry. That would be me, okay?
For sure.
Yeah. And then there's one that says, it's a nana thing. You wouldn't understand. Let's see this one. I am a cheek kissing, gift bringing, hug stealing, story reading, smile bringing, sugar supplying, grandma loving, grandkid loving grandma. That one is a little too much for me, but I liked it. Okay, let's see. This one's cute. Back off. I have a crazy grandma, and I'm not afraid to use her. It should say I'm not afraid to call her. See, if one of my grandkids told me something was happening, I'd be there at the school. Let's see. What's another one? First time grandma. Oh, I love this one. Future grandpa loading. Please wait. That one's cute. Yeah.
I like the one that says, I've got my grandparents on speed dial.
Yeah.
Instagram.
The baby.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Grandpa joke.
That was a dad joke, babe. That was a dad joke. Just
Grandpa
keep
joke.
that
Man.
to
I'm a
yourself
grandpa,
then.
so.
Okay, let's see. These are several, and they were really cute. But it says, "Have no fear, Grandpa is here. Grandpa here to help grandchildren get into mischief they haven't thought of yet."
I'd be guilty of that. I mean,
Oh, that's a good one.
my grandsons were, the other night, they were over the house and they had boxing gloves on, and
Oh,
Mom
my
was like,
gosh.
y'all be careful. I'm like, no, hit him in the face. Hit him in the face.
Oh,
Like,
God.
you're supposed to be, he's hitting me in the face. I hit him back in the face. Mom was wigging out. What are you doing? No, hit him in the face. Let's go. Andale.
See, I wasn't downstairs, so this wouldn't have happened. Okay, Grandpa knows everything. If he doesn't know it, he makes up stuff really fast.
Oh, that's me. Say that one again. That's me.
Grandpa knows everything. If he doesn't know, he makes up stuff really fast.
I say stuff to the grandkids, and they just look at me like,
What?
that can't possibly be true. And I'm like,
I
it
love
is,
watching
it
our
is.
grandkids do that. Okay, here's one. I'm not retired. I'm a professional grandpa. I like that one. Let's see. What is this one? Something people, where? My favorite people call me grandpa. Let's see. I have two titles, Dad and Grandpa, and I rock them both. This one is funny. This one is a fishing reel, and it says, Real Cool Grandpa.
That was a grandpa joke.
And it says, if Grandpa can't fix it, we're all screwed. What I think is funny is that my kids think I can fix anything. I don't even know what it was, but one of my kids told me that the kids were like, it was really broken, like it could not ever be put back together again. And they said, no, Grandma can fix it. Grandma fixes everything.
You do be fixing some stuff, because I'd be like, ooh, that's trash. Throw that in trash. We done
But
with that.
I'll
Throw in
fix
trash.
it.
Ain't trying to have that.
I'll make it work.
Trash that. So
Tell me.
when you think about grandparents, I think it's funny because years ago we were doing a Christmas play and we played grandparents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I forgot.
And it was really funny because I was like, I could never see myself
Yeah, they had to spray our hair gray.
gray, with gray hair. We had glasses on.
Anyway, yeah, we had glasses on. Oh my gosh.
And
I forgot.
yeah, and so fast forward and,
Yes.
20 something years and you're just, or 15 something years later and you're going, man, like,
We're grandparents.
grandparents, man, that's crazy. But I think, I guess for me, talking about Grandparents' Day, I think it's important that we teach our kids to value their grandparents.
Yeah.
Because I know my kids love my mom. Like they love my mom and dad, and I know they love your mom and dad, and they would constantly be there. I remember the girls being with your mom and riding around in the car, and she was so cool. I'm going to grandma's. She would go with Nikki, and they would just be riding around and doing all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's important that as parents, that we help our children connect with our parents.
Yeah. Again,
And-
our heritage
yeah,
and our
and I-
our legacy.
And I also think that if you don't have parents that you want your kids to be connected to, you should find some grandparent figures. We're always talking
I'm
about,
a grandparent.
we always talk about,
And if you don't have one, I'm here.
we talk about mother figures and father figures, but I think sometimes we need grandparent figures. We need those elders in our life that can jerk the slack out of us and give us a look, and then everything that you were reading, tell us the stories and give us wisdom, and but if we as parents don't ever initiate that, then our children are literally missing out on some of the best relationships and connectivity that kids could possibly have.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's huge. Like it's huge.
Yeah. So, saying all that to say, shout out to grandparents. If you are grandparents, if you're going to be grandparents, we just want to honor you this week because Grandparents' Day is coming up. And, we could not be here without our grandparents, obviously. And
Somebody was having sex.
stop. But I'm so thankful that, we do have grandparents and that they were able to instill in us, but I wanted to make sure we gave them honor where honor is due,
Amen.
and
Amen. Excited.
yeah.
It's cool.
And if you don't have any grandparents or some people who don't have family, some grandparents or older people who don't have family around them, reach out to them and just take them some cookies
Man,
or
post something, share
Yeah.
something. I would really encourage you though, because you have, like you said, it's Wednesday, so they got a couple of
They
days.
do. You have plenty of time. There's
man,
no excuses.
I know that for us at Riverside Community Church, we celebrate Grandparents' Day.
Yeah.
And that's not something that we chose to do. Like our congregation, our team lead, all of our team leads, like they were like, we want to celebrate Grandparents' Day. So I want to just challenge you. I want to encourage you to, reach out to those individuals that may not be your grandparents. Just send them a text, a picture, something, like just give them a word of encouragement, love. And if you have grandparents, man, go by and see them, take them something, see them, whatever. Like what you said, acknowledge them,
Yeah.
give them honor. And it's encouraging. It's always encouraging.
Yeah. So,
So.
thanks for listening. I know
Yeah, appreciate you
I
guys
know it may not
subscribing.
have been something you were interested in, but it's that time, and we needed to pay homage and honor to that.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys for subscribing. Like, share, hit the bell, of course, all that cool stuff. Thank you guys, man. We're pressing forward to 1,000 subscribers, and we are hitting our almost 200 episode, man. Appreciate you guys.
Woo! Pew, pew, pew.
We'll talk to you guys later. See you next Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to the Riverside Weekly. Download the Riverside Waco app to stay connected and follow us on all social media sites at the Riverside Waco. This podcast is made possible by the givers of Riverside Community Church. Production and engineering provided by Capital G and RTV in Waco, Texas.